What up, what up, what up, internet? Who you are, where you be, where you at, what you see. This is the Pop Cult Crew, and we back at it again with another One Piece check-in. I'm one of your hosts, Mark M.F. Jones, and I'm always joined by...
This is Niels DRY, and we are blessed. We have a legend joining us, the one and only One Piece master himself, Eloy Lopez Criel. Welcome to the Pop
Wah,
Cult Crew,
wah, wah, wah,
sir.
wah, wah, wah.
Hey, I appreciate it. I appreciate it so much. Thank y'all for having me here. Seriously, I love it. I love the videos. I love the one. I love the fact that we connected based off you made the video talking about how good Alabasta was and
Yes.
how he just kept on getting better after. I was like, yeah. I was like, of course, it hasn't stopped getting better. This is crazy. Like anyone who says it's like, why do you keep watching? It's like, dude, it just keeps getting better. Like, what are y'all talking about? Did you not watch Fishman Island? Did you not see how intense that was?
Bruh,
Yeah.
it's funny because that's one of our most watched videos, but the hate Nails gets in those comments, it's like, well, of course, it stuff's better than Alabaster, idiot. Like, it's just like,
It was
it was
vitriol,
bad.
just anger.
Yeah.
And it also just understand the context. Like, listen to what I'm saying. I have been watching anime almost my whole life. And it's the one thing I was like, no, I'm not watching One Piece. And then I start this One Piece journey, and I'm like, this is bad. And then I keep watching, I'm like, this is mediocre. And then I get to where's Nami from? What's his name's
Well,
house?
Arlen Park. Arlen
Arlong
Park.
Arlen
Park. I
Park.
get to
Yeah. Thank
Arlong
you.
Park and I'm like, oh, this is good. Oh, this is very good. And then I get to Alabasta and Eloy, this is like I said it in the video. It immediately after finishing that arc, I was like, oh, this is one of the best anime arcs I've ever seen in my entire life. And your boy has watched a lot of Dragon Ball. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I have seen some great stuff. And I'm like, this is up there. And and like everyone, like I called Mark. I think this is exactly what I said. I called him and he was like, "This, you there's so much stuff happening. Just wait two more arcs. You're gonna see something even better. And then wait two more arcs after that, and you're gonna see like the greatest thing ever." And
Yeah. Yeah.
and I committed to that day because I'm like, you're telling me one of the best arcs I've seen is like mid
Just the
tier.
beginning, dog.
Yeah.
Just
Like
the beginning.
Yeah. Yeah.
Any other
books.
anime would end at Alabaster. That's like the end of the show.
Yeah. It has a good ending too. It would have
Oh
been
yeah.
perfect. Just the way it ended.
Oh yeah. Yeah. You could
Yeah.
have ended One Piece like that, and like, oh, and the adventure continues. Goodbye, Vivi, and
Yeah.
and there it is. It was. But thank God Oda is a madman, and we just got more and more, and the hits kept coming and coming and coming.
Pure
Seriously.
determination. Just pure determination. You just like, I'm just gonna keep on going, keep on going, keep on going, keep on going. It's like, yes. Just keep going. Be consistent.
So
That's the ultimate thing.
Aloy, we got to hear your
Yeah.
story. How did you fall? Like, how did you find One Piece? When did you know you were a One Piece fan? Like, how did your origin story begin with this
share your
content?
share your story
Okay.
with us, brother.
Okay. So basically, I had left California because of COVID, and I came back to Texas. I was in Houston, and there's like I was like literally doing nothing. I was watching shows. Actually, during COVID, I watched a whole bunch of anime, a lot of romance stuff. We can talk about that later. Very annoying. Uh, but my cousin, he goes by Odie, but his name is Oda, and it's like whatever. So my cousin's like, "Hey, you should watch One Piece," just kind of like casually, and I'm like, "Okay." So I put it on the background, which sounds so crazy because it's in Japanese, right? Like I wasn't even
hmm
respecting it at all, really. I was just like, "Oh, I'll just put it on the
Yeah,
background," because I was like at home building stuff. I think I honestly, I'm trying to think like, where did it like all of a sudden like click that it's like, well, this is really really good because I watch, and I think I got to like Fishman Island, and that's why I was like, whoa, this is like crazy deep, like deep, deep. To me, I really enjoy things that are like, okay, are you thinking? What does it make you think?
yeah.
What is happening in this world? Like, what is the parallels to the real world? And Fishman Island seemed to me like, whoa, that's when I was like, this is very good. And then after that, I just kept on watching it and watching it. It kept on getting better and better and better and better. And now I can't stop talking about it. I can't stop thinking. I can't stop thinking about it. And that's why I keep asking people, what do you think? I know y'all are thinking about it. There's no way that people are watching One Piece and just like, oh, that was a good episode. No, you're like, yeah.
It's just going about their day.
Yeah,
That was
like,
nice.
Oh,
That
that
was
was
good.
refreshing. Just
that was
go
good.
on.
It's like, no. It's like, how did it impact your life? Tell me right now. What
Tell
are you
me.
thinking?
Tell me
Yeah.
what it did to you.
Yeah.
Yo,
This man
Elo, I got a question.
about a boat. You just go.
Yeah. What's crazy is I didn't hit, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, that stuff didn't hit me. I don't know what it is. It's like not until really Fishman Island did I really understand. I know. Did I really understand like how deep it is? Now when I rewatch it, I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry. Because I am crazy, man. I'm on my 5th time rewatching it.
Wow.
So I'm like,
Nice.
because it's like I just can't. It's just enjoyable. I enjoy it so much.
It definitely like a rewatch does One Piece wonders, man. Especially if you're caught up. It's because you already know what to look for, and then you don't have to worry about major details, so you can like. It's like Game of Thrones. When I rewatched Game of Thrones the second time, I was like, this is even better because like I understood who people were, who they were referencing, and One Piece does the same exact thing, bruh. I'm just so up until Fishman Island, were you just like a casual? Like, really?
Yeah, for real. Like just casual, like not that intense into it. I think really until Fishman Island, it's like, oh, this is like really serious. Like,
were you ever a hater of One Piece? Like,
no, I just didn't know. I didn't know about it.
It was around, but
I
it was
didn't know.
COVID's when you started. You just didn't know about One Piece.
I just didn't know.
Oh,
and
so
did
you watch anime?
Yeah, dude. I during COVID, I read like it's because I lost my job during COVID, so I had so much time to watch like all anime, read all these comics, read all these mangas, and not once did One Piece ever cross my mind. Not until I got into Texas and my cousin said, "Hey, you should try One Piece." And I was like,
"What are you doing?"
Oh, okay.
Pick up One Piece.
Yeah, he's like, just try One Piece.
So you got some free time?
And even like, it's 1,000 episodes, whatever. Like, he didn't even mention that or anything. He's like, yeah, just watch it. I was like, okay. And then I started watching, and then Fishman Island really connected to me. And I was like, okay,
fascinating.
What was it about Fishman Island? Was it like the prophecy about Luffy, Noah? What was it?
Dude, it's just like the discrimination and the hate within the Fishman Island, within the fishmen, and you're just like, man, this is heavy. This is like super heavy. And then like the forgiveness and like holding back the truth in order to not like make people hate, and then also not willing to like, you're willing to forgive but not 100% because of you know, I don't know, people, I don't want to spoil stuff, so it's like but like Fisher Tiger,
if they're here.
Don't worry about it, dog.
Okay,
if they're here.
We're gonna talk like for real, like if y'all watch there at least once.
Let's just say before not to interrupt you, we're going to spoil everything up to where the manga is right now. So if you don't want to hear it, you've been warned. Go ahead, bro.
Yeah. And so like even that scene where it's like Fisher Tiger, former slave, freed people, saw the good, saw the bad of the humans, was dying, and he couldn't even like take the blood of a human couldn't
do it.
And it's just like, man. You're like, that's just like how intense it is. It's like, that's just like, it's a silly pirate story. It's like, okay.
And I have to say, why are people like, because there are people out here who say Fishman Island wasn't good. And I'm like, do you not remember the Jinbei backstory? With Fisher Tiger? Like, that was the best part of the arc. And that was a fire backstory. You know what I'm saying? So it boggles my mind when I hear that.
You even get some clarity on like who Arlong is. Fishman Island makes Arlong like a fleshed out character before he could just been the villain of the week. Like, no, I completely understand why Arlong did what he did. He's still a jerk, but I get it.
The justification.
Killmonger in him. He needs to calm down a little bit, but
It's so crazy, but I understand why people don't like Fishman Island, because like if you're like I've rewatched it a lot, right? So like you rewatch it, you're looking at the fights. Because it's a shonen, most people are seeing it as like this is a big battle stuff, and you're like, it wasn't that intense.
Yeah.
Especially when you realize like Luffy technically had like Gear 4 in his pocket.
True.
The whole
time. The whole time, and then also like the fish, what's his face, reported he had to take like 100 of those steroid pills to even like make some kind of damage to him. Maybe if it would have been like a massive, massive animal and Luffy had to actually struggle, he did struggle, but not really.
He was
It was
playing
more
with his food.
After
Yeah.
It was like after 2 years, like look what we can do.
Yeah, and I mean that's what
Mhm.
that whole it was. Look, this is Straw Hats 2 years later. They ain't to be trifled with. They can.
Yeah.
We saw what happens when they thought they could go to the new world. They wasn't cutting it, but now they can meet these matches. So and I always said to people and I said to Nels, like in One Piece the fights are a bonus. Especially, I feel like in older arcs, like especially older arcs that were produced like in the 90s, early 2000s. Like now, the fights are like, whew, it's fine wine now.
Yeah.
But like
we're on impact frames. We're like what?
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
They're putting memes in the frames. We're like,
dog,
what is going on? It's good.
The Garp, what's brother's
Galaxy
name?
Impact.
Dog, and then the little like. They did the like Marvel vs. Capcom like little they're playing with house money now, dog.
Did you see that they did the one when Lucci and Luffy go at it again? That you seen that meme where the dudes are all sitting on the couch and they're like, oh, they have that meme inside the impact frame of Lucci and Luffy going at it one more time because it literally is that moment. We're all thinking like, it's happening again, and it's like, yeah, they put that right in there.
Look, I want to get your opinion. I've always you watch a lot of anime because you brought up Lucci and Luffy. I think the first Luffy and Lucci fight, top 10 fights in anime history.
The only bad thing is like I don't have a good memory. That's why I really don't. Dude.
It's been 20 years.
It's been 20 years. I don't. I honestly don't. That's why it makes it so enjoyable watching One Piece again over and over again because I legitimately don't remember everything and I have to rewatch it. But there's a couple good fights. I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't be the right person to ask that because, yes, I've seen like literally probably any anime I've seen it. Like Trigun, the old school ones to the new school stuff. Like I have seen them. Do I remember everything? No. That's why it's fun to rewatch it.
Yep.
It's like, oh, okay, this was good. It's like it probably is.
We're not gonna have this full conversation. I don't know if you're right, Mark. I don't know if you're right. Are you saying that's the best One Piece fight?
Not necessarily. I just think
in the general sense.
In the general sense, like when it happened, and we got second gear, and you know what I'm saying? It was
10
I see what you're saying.
All-time fights?
I think it's when you consider all of anime, I think let me say this. Okay, maybe it's not top 10, but like
if that's in your top 10, Dragon Ball Z got 5.
No. What I'm saying is
in that top 10 list.
I don't think it's crazy to consider that. If it doesn't make the top 10, that's fine.
Okay.
But like for
Fair
it to
enough.
be considered, I don't think that's crazy.
Fair enough. It's like Kevin Durant should be top 10, and then if you start talking about the 10, you're like, okay, maybe or maybe not he's top 10. I hear you. The fight is that amazing. We can agree. Yeah. We can agree on that. We're about to have we're about to have a whole other conversation. We're about to put One Piece right here in the corner. Him and I are going to need to have a chat. It was like, hold on, man. Gotcha. I agree.
But I get it because it's like at that fight, the stakes were so high and the transformations were so crazy that it wasn't done before. It's like that's what makes fights so impactful is what is the situation that they're in, that if they lose, how bad is it? And also, what are they transforming? It's like when Goku becomes Super Saiyan for the very first time, it was so impactful because literally he had to defeat Cell or else Cell would just come and kill everybody.
Or Frieza.
So Frieza's my bad. See, look at that.
And then, you know
perfect
what I
Cell.
think?
Gohan, perfect Cell, yes.
What makes One Piece fight so impactful, power-ups are truly earned in One Piece. Like in other animes, it feels like every kind of like arc there might be a power up, but like, I mean, Gear second was Enies Lobby, and what did we get? We get like 5 arcs before that even happens. It's like so, and even with the other crew, I think anytime anyone has a major power up, it's like earned.
Yeah.
You know,
Like Zoro basically dies every time in order to like
Yes.
get a new level. It's like
no
the
bull,
dude,
no
yeah,
bull.
yeah. It's like he can't go up without dying. It's like, okay.
That's
Yeah, but it's
real.
really cool. Yeah, and what's cool is like in Alabasta, what's awesome to me is like, yeah, he literally basically died. In my opinion, I think he used hockey in order to actually cut him because there was
Yeah.
no way to cut him
Yeah.
No. You're right because
apart from that. He did
he
the whole little
even
blade thing. He's like, I can cut what I don't want to cut, and I can cut what I do want to cut, and I can
and
feel and hear everything.
you're absolutely right. He even says something, and I forget what he's like. I sent something.
The
When he,
voices, like the voices
yeah,
of
yeah,
everything.
and when you listen to it, you're like, oh, that's hockey. He's talking about hockey. So yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
and I also lean towards that Luffy also used hockey to take down Crocodile. I know it seems kind of strange.
That you know what?
Yeah.
You know what?
Yeah.
I like.
That
I
makes a
never.
lot of
We always
sense.
thought it was the blood on his hands.
Yeah. The blood is there to like make you not think that it's his hockey. Because how do you explain? Okay, just think about it. He's doing the spada, right? Those like blade things. I literally just rewatched the clip. The blade things are coming at you, right? Where is it? The camera like that. Okay, and then he's just punching. Like it's a blade. It's rubber to blades. A blade should cut rubber, even if there's water on it. It's not like you're gonna stop it from being
But
a blade.
it like
Yeah, he just and then take them out.
yo, I
Yeah,
can't believe I've never thought about that.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
I'm with you. I'm like you
Yeah,
convinced me. That was hockey.
yeah, and that's one of my old videos. This is like that's how like deep I am into One Piece. I'm like, yo, because I literally just watch it and I think, that's interesting. I think maybe that was hockey. Let me write that down.
That's the man. That's the amazing thing.
That's what's so fun about rewatching it. That's what makes it so good. I was like,
That's the amazing thing about One Piece and Oda. I said before,
secrets.
yeah, secrets. No, you know you probably tired of me saying this, but I said before, like there's no waste in One Piece, and when I try to convince like outsiders about like just how deep One Piece is, I'm like, imagine Dragon Ball because everyone's seen Dragon Ball. Imagine if like Beerus and Frieza showed up in Dragon Ball, had a conversation, and then that was it. You never like saw them again until like Frieza showed up in Z and Beerus shows up in Super and like One Piece does stuff like that all the time, dog.
The callbacks, the connections, the foreshadowing. It's delicious. It's so good.
I just saw the foreshadowing. I just saw something that gold bell in Skypia.
Yeah.
There's like markings on the top of it, and the character is wearing a straw hat.
Yeah. And then also you think there's so much, dude. Also, like the Revolutionary Army's flag is basically an ancient giant. It looks like oars. If you look at the flag and you look at the relics inside Skypia, it's like it's the ancient giants. So there's something there, yeah. And then
so good.
Someone wears the mask. Oh, the Skypians. The Skypians when you first. No, I'm sorry. The Shandorians when you first meet them in Skypia, the natives, they're wearing a mask of an ancient giant, like oars. Wow. There's some connection to the ancient giants there that Oda hasn't fully told us.
So
Mark
has a theory about that.
Yeah. So my theory is, I feel like the giants are like the original race.
Yeah.
They are like the whatever, like they are like the Native Americans of this world, and they traveled and in whatever, and that's how we got other races. But I think the giants of this world are the original people.
And like the ancient, you said like ancient kingdom was straight up.
I think the ancient kingdom was a giant kingdom.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, Luffy gets so big, yeah.
It just because it seems like, because we've talked about this, Dels. There's all these random tall people in One Piece. People are like 13 feet for no reason, and it's like at first you think it's just like Oda likes to design goofy characters, but it's like, no, maybe these people have like giant blood in them, and Kuma is huge, and we find out that Buccaneers are giant descendants, and so I'm just like, maybe the giants were the original people, and like just bloodlines have been diluted or passed on or whatever, and that's where we are now.
Yeah, and what's trippy also with bloodline stuff, like you remember the little girl from Water 7, the little girl with
Yeah,
the
with the
they called it a
rabbit
cat.
or the
It's a
cat. It was a
cat.
cat.
Yeah, it's a cat. I know it
Yeah.
looks like a rabbit. I was like, come on, all right, fine. That little girl is technically part fishman or part mermaid
Oh
because
yeah, because she's
the
she's the
because
granddaughter, right?
she's the granddaughter.
Mm.
Yeah, but you don't see scales on her. You don't see anything. So it's like something happens within the genes that after a couple generations that get, I guess, more and more down, they become more and more like human.
Mm.
So there's weird genes mix, and then you start thinking about Kaido, and you're like, oh, Kaido and Yamato probably have ancient giant blood in them too, because they also have those horns.
Yep. Yep.
So
Yeah.
it's
The
like,
ogre.
whoa. So
Yep.
it's like, we're starting to see like, oh, there's all these interesting little like people are connected to this one to that one, and then in the end, I mean, the whole story is like everybody's just connected to everybody. Like,
Yeah.
stop fighting,
Oh, yeah, stop fighting.
stop
And the
fighting.
Onigashima is
Yeah.
a giant skull.
Yeah,
It's literally an ancient giant skull. Now that we know,
right.
and there's like a huge sword there. It's just like
Mark's been
I
fixated on the
I've been
Onigash's
so
sword. He's like, there's
so
something
talk
about that
Onigashima.
sword.
Yeah, maybe it's because you caught up with the manga, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, because maybe it's the Loki's father was killed, and he was also an ancient giant. I don't know if
Yeah.
it's his head. Maybe it was his
Mm.
head over there. Maybe because I don't know if you just read the recent manga?
Yes. Well,
Okay.
did you read the most recent
Yeah.
one, Mark?
Yeah, I'm caught
Okay,
up.
cool. Yeah.
Okay, because Loki said that he doesn't. He's like, you think that I actually killed our father, and you're like, oh, that's getting good. It's like, yeah. So then it makes me think like, what if Kaido was the person to come over here, kill him, take his head over there to cause problems? I know it's so crazy. I'm just throwing that out there because why would Kaido have an ancient
Why would
giant's
Kaido
head?
do it? Well, it may have just landed there, like, because we're
Yeah.
talking, this was like, when did he die? Like 50, 20 years
Yeah.
ago, something like that? Like, because he
When
died,
it, yeah,
he
well,
died before
I don't know.
Shanks got there.
But Kaido has been in Wano for about
20 years.
20
Kaido's
years.
been in Wano for like 22 years. But the king of the giants, he died like, I think like, it might have been, actually it could have, well, I don't think it was Kaido. I think I think it was probably Loki, but Loki probably like was saving Elbath, in my opinion. Like, I think the king was a bad guy. And I'm about to tell
And
y'all
Loki
something
is doing
crazy.
good. Yeah.
I'm about to tell y'all something crazy. This is why I think this. It's a wild theory, and you know what? If we put this on the gram, I'm gonna get hated on. But damn it, I'm gonna tell y'all anyway.
Yeah, go for it.
The elder at an Elbath, the elder who has the sword in his head.
Yeah.
The randomest thing, like a chapter ago, maybe 2 chapters ago, the chapter was called Older Women. And like, so when Nami comes back and is like upset about the treasure, and she sees Usopp, and Usopp's drunk, and he's like, "Hey, let me introduce you to my navigator."
having a good old time, dog.
Having a good old time. So to the elders, like, "Hey, my navigator pretty? You want to holler at my navigator?" And the elder's like, "I'm only interested in older women." And then Usopp's like, "Man, get out of here! Ain't nobody here. Like, there's no other women older than you. You're the oldest person here." I immediately was like, "He's into older women." There's only one person in the world that we know of that's older than him, and we are assuming that's Emu.
Yeah.
Now
Right.
we don't really know if Emu is a lady or a guy. We don't know that, but we got some speculation that Emu's probably a lady. That's the older woman, and that could probably influence that, like, because he loved the king. He was probably following the king's orders. He was probably like, and the king has some type of affiliation with the world government, because when Shanks' twin got there, they're like, "Are you going to go visit the king's grave?" It's like, why are you going to visit the king's grave? Because he was cool with the world government. And his homeboy was in love with Emu. That's just my wild speculation on they weren't necessarily helping out Elbath. Like, I think there's a reason that chapter was titled Older Women. Why? He said one line. Nothing else about the chapter was about older women. It was one funny line. And
Hmm.
Odo's like, that's the name of the chapter. Come on,
Dance
y'all.
puppets.
Yeah.
Dance.
You know what's so crazy? It makes sense too because, like, if you think about it, betrayal happens so much in One Piece. There's so much betrayal. So even within the Giants, there's probably betrayal because, like, how did all of a sudden the God Knights just show up? I know they did their little magic stuff or whatever to get there, but you tell me Elbaf doesn't have something to protect them from people to just be able to show up like that? It's
Mm.
almost like the same thing as, like, how did someone get into Impel Down? Well, someone had to let them into Impel Down. It's like there's always these betrayals that are happening in One Piece, and I think that's probably what it's going to be. Someone is betraying everybody and letting all these people come in and letting them do that, and it probably is so that you can get Emu, the older lady,
That older lady.
which is funny because Emu, I lean towards it is a girl because obviously who's holding the grudge for 800 years?
You gonna get
point.
us cancer,
Yeah.
dog?
We
got a nice, clean Instagram going on.
Maybe
Good point,
I don't know.
though.
Family.
Is your
Yeah,
theory
it's
the
all jokes, all jokes, all jokes.
is your theory that Joy Boy and what's Vivi's descend
Lily.
Lily, like
Lily?
that Joy Boy and Lily had a thing and Emu was jealous? Is that your like?
No, I haven't thought about that. No, I haven't really
Okay.
thought about that much.
I'm
No,
I'm
just
on that
something.
ship. I think
Yeah.
it could be a love triangle. But go ahead.
But
Yeah.
I think maybe it's just they were just friends. I think they were just friends, and then something happened. It's kind of like I see like what happened at Water 7 with Usopp. Really important because it's like your whole crew is supposed to be on your side, but if someone really does not follow your captain, it does mess up everything. So I think maybe it would have been one of
Mm.
those situations where Emu was part of the original crew, but Emu could not take what Joy Boy said to do and
Wow.
went against his back, and then because of that, formed the alliance of the 170 other countries.
Mm.
So like Emu, I
Wow.
think Emu was part of Joy Boy's crew, had some kind of falling out, just like Luffy and Usopp, but they weren't able to fix that problem. And because they weren't able to fix that problem, that's where all these other things come from.
Yo, I'm gonna add on to that. I like that, right? And there's a lot of parallels in One Piece. So that being said, because there's like even with Luffy's crew, there's a lot of parallels with Roger's crew. So that being said, does that mean is Usopp due for like a major crazy out of this world power up? If he's supposed to be like the Emu parallel in that situation?
Maybe it's crazy. I honestly think Usopp is as powerful as he thinks he is. Because as soon as he starts thinking I can do this, he does it.
He does it.
Yeah.
This man has observation hockey. You know what I'm
He's
saying?
like, I need to see it. I need to see Luffy and Law. He had the vision of how it could go bad, but then he was like, no, I need to see them so that I can actually hit this target perfectly. And then boom, observation hockey happened. So whenever he needs it, he'll get it. He's so OP. He really he's underrated OP. A sniper using plants to hit everything. He doesn't miss.
No.
Unless I made a video about this. He doesn't miss unless you make him laugh. In what's it called? In Eni's lobby, when he was going to attack Jabra, the only reason why he messed up and he threw the shackles onto Zoro was because he saw Kaku's transformation and it was so funny that it made him mess up. Like that's the only reason why he missed. He doesn't miss. Silver King does not miss.
Usopp don't miss.
He doesn't
There's
miss.
no confirmation that Silver King and Usopp are the same.
That's true. Well,
it's all speculation.
I'm going based off what Bartholomew did, at Dressrosa. He seemed to connect it when he put them next to each other. He's like, that's them. But I think honestly, I'm like, he doesn't miss unless you make him laugh. He doesn't miss.
Dang.
Wow. So that makes me think something, which is we just, we're getting to see a little bit of Loki. And we got to go back to Loki and what Luffy did to Loki. We got to go back to that. That's hilarious.
Yeah.
But we see that one of Loki's things, we don't know what Loki's devil fruit is yet, but we see that Loki has this huge dope hammer named like Ragnar, and supposedly no one else can pick it up. That's probably why I was right next to him this whole time. And we're
It's
talking about Luffy or Usopp power ups. The hammer's right there. I know it's bigger than like 10
yeah.
people, but maybe something can happen and it shrinks, and all of a sudden Usopp got a hammer.
shrunk the books. So there's
Maybe.
it's precedence, right? I'm not messing it
Oh,
up, right? Didn't they shrink the
No,
books?
the
I thought
owl.
they made him.
The
I thought they made
owl.
him. I thought they made him bigger. Can the owl make him smaller?
I'm sure the owl can make things smaller too. I'm sure.
Yeah.
But if it only makes things bigger, maybe Usopp gets bigger.
Yeah, that's gonna be interesting.
Maybe
I
he
think
gets
that
a
hammer.
devil
I
fruit
think
that
that's
makes him-
Usopp's hammer. I think it's gonna
Yeah.
end up being Usopp's hammer.
Yeah, I've been thinking about how Usopp and Van Augur are gonna fight because Van Augur can do the warp work now.
Yeah.
So I see that Usopp has to unlock Future Sight in order to hit him, because if he's constantly warping, if he's warping from here to there, you can't see him. If he can see him, he can hit him. So the only way he's gonna actually see him is if he sees him in the future where he's going to be.
Mm.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, oh,
That'll
I'm
be
so
a
excited
dope
for
fight.
Usopp because he's
That'll
Future
be a
Sight.
dope fight.
Future Sight, Usopp. Put it down. Put it down. It's happening. Future Sight, Usopp versus Van Augur, because he has to be able to see who's going to shoot. It'd be
Aloy,
crazy.
do you think everyone on the crew will eventually get some type of hockey?
I don't think Frankie will, because he's. I mean, let me tell you the superiority
Doesn't he
list
have
in my
armor?
mind. No.
Don't you think you didn't think that punch that he did him, Sanji, and what's her name? Bonnie, when they punched Luffy and hit the Gorosei, and the Gorosei flew all the way back to Marie Joie, and he was like, "Oh, you're using hockey," and that's how he was.
Man, I gotta
hit him.
reread that. No,
We probably won't know till the anime.
Show it. Yeah, they don't flat out show it, but they all hit Luffy, and Luffy's like, "Oh, that hurt because you guys are using hockey."
I kind of lean towards no.
Yeah, I mean,
Just because
that's part of the speculation. We don't really know. Like, we know Bonnie and Sanji can use hockey, but the fact that Frankie was punching and he said that, it kind of makes us wonder, oh, wow, Frankie might have hockey. So we'll find out in the anime, but
maybe
there's some speculation that he has it.
Sea Prism Stone material to hit. Because I don't know what his material is actually made out of. His actual, like,
his hands,
his, stuff,
his Frankie hands.
His Frankie hands, yeah. Because my opinion on, like, the power scaling is from Cole. You know who Cole Lightning is? Cole of Lightning? No? You should look him up. He's a really good creator about YouTube stuff.
I was thinking about One Piece characters. I was like,
no, Cole Lightning.
Which arc is he?
Yeah, I was like, which arc was Cole Lightning?
No. So basically, he explained it's like he basically thinks that science trumps everything else. Like, science eventually is going to be the thing that outdoes the hockey, outdoes the devil fruit, which devil fruit technically is science.
Mm-hmm.
But science will eventually outdo someone's strength, and a giant's strength, and outdo someone's hockey, and outdo someone's devil fruit, because science just keeps on improving and improving and improving and improving and improving. And it's a lot easier to get to science than it is to get with hockey. And then to actually have mastery of your own devil fruit is like crazy hard, especially if you're a Zoan, you can get taken over by the animal that's inside you, which is crazy.
That's interesting. Wild. That's a good point. I mean,
the science eventually trumps
the
hockey.
pacifistas. Their science, so there's some precedence there.
They already have lasers.
What makes that a little interesting in the One Piece world is the ancient kingdom is more advanced than the current world that they're in now.
Yep.
So we don't even really know. Hockey could be science. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't really know.
That's true.
It could be chemistry.
Everything could be science. You know what I'm saying? Everything could be explained. All the wild stuff. And Mark, this is part of the reason I got into One Piece. Like, as I was watching it, and you were like, yeah, that ain't that crazy that Oda could explain what that was. And then every arc, there's just a random thing, and you just ignore it because it's a dumb anime. And next thing you know, it's some deep reason for why this man is dressed like a baby. Like, there's like this deep, heart-wrenching story behind it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And he does it all the time. And so now you don't question anything. This man has the wildest stuff on the page, and you don't question Jack. You're like, I'm sure there's a good reason for that.
There's a good reason why.
Just keep it moving.
There's a good reason why there's a pigeon man selling newspapers. We'll find.
We'll figure it out later. Yeah.
This dude has a God Knight come in that looks like the dragon from
thing.
Mulan. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
With like a space thing on. We haven't questioned Jack. We're all like, I wonder what he can do. That's our
Yeah.
immediate
Noble.
reaction.
In any other anime, we'd be like, oh, stupid. We're like,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
What is that? Who is that? We're like, there's something about this guy. Let's just wait and see.
Right. And you saw he takes whatever you dream, he can take out of your dream. Did you see that? We're like,
Yes.
what?
That's wild.
Yes.
We're like,
That is
okay,
insane.
okay, sure.
And
It's like,
that
how crazier can the devil fruits get?
and there's a lot of dream talk in One Piece, and
Yeah.
even Vegapunk talks about devil fruits being from dreams. I'm like, this all can't just be
Yeah.
coincidence, you know.
Alternate realities and stuff, or some other dimension that they're from.
And then I wanted to ask you, I'm glad you brought that up. That panel where you see all I forget what they're like. These are all the kids' nightmares or whatever.
Yeah.
come to life. Is it just me, or does the cloud monster look like Zeus?
It does.
Zeus.
It does look like Zeus.
Okay. That can't
Zeus,
be
Nami's
on
the
accidents,
cloud that's
right?
in Nami's staff.
Yeah.
right. That can't be on accident.
Well, yeah, because
How would
they're
it- how would it-
afraid of Big Mom. Like that's one of the,
okay.
the
That makes
folks
sense.
they're afraid
Yeah.
of. So that's
Yeah.
probably acts like
yes,
they're afraid
yes.
of Zeus. So,
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's scary.
Wow.
You know,
what,
oh, sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say. So what do y'all think this dude like? If this is his devil fruit, it's OP. Like, how do you stop that?
Well-
he takes your nightmares and like there might be a hint with the like what was it called? Calorie free. Like the fact that they were eating food and he was like, it's from your dream, so it's calorie free. Like meaning it doesn't really.
It
not
could
really
be
there or something?
illusions. You know,
Yeah.
it could be illusions for all we know. But if it's not, yeah, I don't know how you. I don't know how you beat that.
Yeah, I don't know how.
Yeah,
you
how do you beat sleep? That's basically it, because he puts you to sleep and then he takes your dream.
Wake up!
How-
Wake up.
Yeah, because it's like
How do you
when
stop
Garb,
that?
yeah, when Garb got completely frozen in ice, he used hockey to take it off, and then when what's his name, Law became the girl version of the sickness, he could like use hockey to take it off.
Yeah.
But how do you? You're asleep.
You're asleep.
How do you? How do you take off sleep? It's like you're unconscious.
Well,
So you would-
and this is the amazing
Luffy
thing
will
about
figure it out.
No,
yeah, Luffy has to figure
Luffy
it out.
did
Luffy will
conquer his
figure it out.
hockey while he was knocked out.
Oh yeah.
Remember when
yeah.
Kaido knocked him out and he told his guys to go get him, and he like did that, and he's like, "Oh, I'll conquer his hockey while you're asleep." I'm like,
Yeah.
Dang, that's crazy.
like
That's Emperor.
Kinda One
That's,
Piece is
yo,
amazing.
he was Emperor status. That's crazy because you remember in Big Mom when she was asleep and they were trying to get Brooke and she was doing all this crazy stuff just like randomly while she was asleep. And now
Yeah.
you see that Luffy does the same thing. You're like, oh, okay, this is how emperors are.
That's how
And
they
also,
move.
what's funny is he also can eat while he's asleep and all this other stuff. Yeah, that's crazy. Hey, what's crazy? I don't know if you saw this video. I talked about okay, you know the story of Hansel and Gretel.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay, so Hansel and Gretel, they show up in the forest. They find a house made of food, and then because it's enticing, they eat it. And the witch brings them in, and the witch tries to eat the kids. Whole Cake Island is basically that. It's an entire island that is made of food, which is very enticing, welcoming to everybody. You can come in, you can eat, no problem. But the catch is, the witch, Big Mom, eats your soul.
Mm.
She literally eats your soul, takes away your lifespan for you to be there. So you don't ever have to worry about starving because you have food. But she's literally eating your life away as you're there on that island. And so I was like, Big Mom's so scary. And then, okay, look, and then to even make that point stronger, there's an attack that Big Mom did when they were going after the ship. It's heavenly. It's like, it sounds like heavenly fire, but it's not heavenly fire. It's heavenly fewer. It's like German. So it's like there's some connection there with Big Mom. I think Oda was trying to be like, this is the witch that is like in that story, the Hansel and Gretelness of the world. It's like it's so enjoyable. That's how this is how I think. I'm like, oh, what do you think about that?
Dog.
I'm always thinking
you can
like this.
eat the entire all the islands. It makes
All
so
the
much
islands you
sense.
can eat, but you are
This
being
dude is a
eaten yourself.
madman. He is a madman.
crazy,
Get
man.
out of here.
When Oda attires, everyone needs to leave him alone. Like we don't have any right
let him
to
rest.
talk to him.
Yeah, let him rest.
Let him.
Job well done, sir.
Yeah.
When he's done, yes, man.
I wanna-
like, job well done.
I want to
100%.
ask y'all something. Because we're in Elbath, and when I was reading the chapter, the one woman was giving Frankie the rest of the tour, and they were talking about the tree and how the fire was so bad they had to like cut the branch off. So that's probably the mother flame, right? Whatever struck the tree and would not stop burning.
They said it was any fire, like any type
any
of fire or
fire.
lightning. I think they said a lightning struck that branch, and that's what caused the fire, and they had to cut it down.
I'm bringing it up because she says something like, you could say the weakness of Elbath is fire, right?
Yeah.
And then
100%, yeah.
And then the Lunarians literally carry fire. It's like part of their biology. Do y'all think there's any parallel there? Do you think there's any, like they literally are on fire? That's like who they are as a race. So like, is there any? I love to just like dig deep. I could be just digging too much, but what do y'all think?
They definitely shouldn't hang out. It's
Yeah.
be bad for business.
Yeah.
We don't want you in Elbath.
They shouldn't be
That's
here.
crazy. It's the same thing with the minks. The minks shouldn't show up to Fishman Island because the minks would all shock them all, and the minks eat fish.
Mm.
That's bad for business. Like, you need.
Yeah.
Stay on that
Fishman Island.
Stay on that elephant.
And then the Fishmans are the natural enemies of the Lunarians because they're the water type to their fire, and electric to their water.
And
the grass type
probably
the water.
normal.
But that's the
Normal
only thing.
fighting type.
But who's the grass type? That's what I was trying to think. Apart from that one double fruit the Admiral has.
Oh yeah, Green Bull.
Rio. Yeah, Green Bull. Thank you. I was like, I don't know what other
the Tontatas, like the fairies.
Tontatas, yeah.
Like,
the green.
like spirit tree stuff, fairies. That's probably it. That's probably what it is.
Yeah.
Or they're the fairy type. If we doing Pokemon, I don't like where this is going.
Yeah, I'm just connecting the dots. I'm just like, hey, they just happen to be each other's enemies.
Yeah. There's something to it.
Do y'all just like where do y'all think we're going, man? Like Loki, Elbath, the Kingdom?
Can I say something real quick before we go there?
Yeah.
Which is, can we talk about Gunko? Because like Mark, I think you sent me this. Somebody and I forgot who it was. So sorry for not giving you your credit. But somebody put out a theory that Gunko is a clone of Ginny, Bonnie's mom.
Yeah, it seems like it. Which
it seems like it.
Yeah. It's like, man, stop giving Bonnie so much
Bonnie's
trauma.
about to get her whole family back.
You think that? Oh, I'm thinking the opposite. This is
not so fast, Bonnie.
Yeah. This is like your evil. This is your evil mom. This is the evil version of your mom, and you have to fight your evil version of your mom because she was already struggling trying to fight Kuma, and then imagine now you're like, this is your mom, and you have to. This is literally who your mom is, and you have to take her down, or else you will die. I think.
But after that, they're gonna. After she wins. They're gonna be a family again.
Sure,
family.
Nothing but good things happen.
So much trauma to get there.
So Eloy, I bring this up to Nels all the time. He thinks I'm crazy, and since we're talking about clones, I think there's an ace Lunarian Seraphim out there.
Why though?
Because all the other Seraphins are cloned of the warlords, and at the time. Ace was impelled down, so I'm like, they could have access to his DNA.
Yeah, they could have taken his blood. That's for sure.
So I'm just
but at the same time, they really, really wanted to kill all the Roger pirates, all of them, and they wanted to kill all the descendants. So that's the only reason why I wouldn't lean that way because they wanted to make it. They wanted to make an example out of Ace and be like, boom, there's no more of this Roger lineage ever. So if you were to bring him back as a Lunarian, it'd be kind of contradictory to what they did publicly to execute him. That's
You're
just
breaking my heart. No, I
that's
feel
I
you. I
know
feel you.
that's just my thought. That's just my thought. But
That's
you know
better
what?
than what I
But
hold
said,
on,
which
but
is
let me
like,
give you
no.
yeah. But let me give you a crazy clone theory. I think Duval is a failed clone. You know Duval the guy that looked like Sanji, the ugly Sanji.
Yeah.
You remember ugly Sanji? Okay, good,
Ugly
good, good.
Sanji,
So
yeah.
look. Okay. So hold on. Look. Think with me. So you know there's been bad clones, right? So we know that Whitebeard had that clone, Weevil,
Yeah.
right? So Weevil had. I'm sorry. Let me make sure I say this correctly. Judge was also doing clone experimentation to get his kids to become out perfect, right? He was doing a bunch of genetic stuff. Why would it be that the very first time he does it, it's perfect? Wouldn't it make sense that there'd be some failures, and that one failure might be someone who
Some Ripley clones out there.
looks kind
Yeah.
of like him. It has kind of the twirly, kind of has the same
Ah.
looks. He looks kind of like Sanji, which is like for a failed clone. Yeah, that makes sense. He looks like him.
And it would make
I lean
sense
to
because Judge is the one doing it.
Judge. Yeah,
Yeah, so that ooh man,
yeah. You
Makes a lot
fail
of sense.
until you make success. Yeah.
dude.
That makes a
So
lot of sense.
who else is out there that we think is a clone?
I don't know. That's
Are you
I thought I thought Shanks' twin was a clone, but I guess not.
are you in the school of thought that Kid is a Vegapunk?
Yeah, I lean towards that.
Not
Yeah.
Nels. Nels is not for.
No.
He's not.
I think it's a maybe like maybe his own kid maybe or a clone. I don't because there's a yeah, I'm trying to think like what is Kid known for? Like Kid is known he's the like what if you were to think of the clones of the
He
egghead
would be
people?
Raph, right?
Wrath? Is he Wrath?
I
Or
would.
is he the one?
Aren't they supposed to represent the? Am I making that? Aren't they supposed to be the seven deadly sins?
I guess so.
So I mean, I would
Well,
assume he'd
no,
be.
because one's like good. Like
Oh,
Shaka, the
okay.
first one, he's like good. And then the second one
Oh,
is evil, and then all the other
Yeah.
ones.
okay.
So I don't think it's the seven deadly sins, but he would definitely be angry or a wrath or
Or
whatever the
yeah.
emotion
Or
is that.
or he could literally be his son. Like if you think how Dragon had his
I
kid
think
and
that's what if it was that, I think
yeah,
it would be that.
yeah. Dragon had his kid. He had to abandon him because of everything that's going on. You know, Vegapunk would probably have to do the same thing because if they know that he has a kid, they can use that kid against him to keep him part of the world government. It's like kids are amazing, but man, if you're in power, your kids are a humongous liability, huge, and they will come after your kids, which is
And his name is
very
Kid.
scary.
His
And his
nickname
name is
is
Kid.
Kid.
I think his
You know what I'm saying?
Eustace. Yeah, Eustace Kid.
Oh
Yeah,
no. His nickname is Captain. So like Kid. His name is Kid.
yeah.
This is
Which they're saying that
that might
maybe
be his
low
kid.
key
But
he's
I actually don't think it. I don't think that's true. I still don't
yeah,
think it's true.
but maybe low key he's a Will of D member too. Maybe he's like Key
ooh.
I D like
Oh, come
KID.
on, man.
Yeah, come
Yo.
on. You think Oda didn't make him a Will of D person with Trafalgar? Hey, hold on. So we have okay. So just think about it. Saba Odie. We got Luffy, Monkey D. Luffy. We got Law, Trafalgar D. Water Law, and then this new dude shows up, and his name is Eustace Kid. It's like, come on,
You know what?
there should be something there.
It's like that conversation when Whitebeard and Roger are talking, and he's like, "My name's not Gold. Everyone thinks
Yeah,
my name is Gold. It's Gold D.
D.
Roger.
Yeah,
Dog."
But Gold Roger is such a
it's a good name.
that name go hard.
Flows well.
That name go hard.
Yeah,
But I like
yeah,
that.
that's
It's like,
wild.
yeah,
dude, I like that.
yeah. I lean towards that. It
I
makes
hope
sense
that's
because
not the case.
it's like why. It's like why did they set him up all three? I know I'm a Kid fan. I understand the hate, but I'm like, dude, if you understand magnetism and you understand what he's able to do, it's absolutely insane. And what's crazy is that when he did that gun against Big Mom, that was with scrap metal. Like he said it numerous times. I'm like, I'm building this stuff with scrap metal. Imagine when he can actually have like the Wapple metal or Sea Prism Stone like metal, and he can actually manipulate it.
If he had
Dude,
access to like the tech on Egghead, like
yeah,
woo,
which maybe he's on Elbaf somewhere. I don't know.
maybe Kid can make his own mother flame?
God, kid's gone, y'all. Let's stop.
No,
All right?
no,
It's one
no
hit him,
way.
and the kid pirates were done. All right?
No.
With one,
Hey, Nels,
there
one,
are no longer kid pirates.
Nels.
Now he'll be back.
I'm with you. I love you. I love that the kid pirates are gone because even the narrator was like, and that was the end of the kid pirates.
You know what I'm
But
saying?
kid is not gone. Kid is gonna show
All right,
up. He's gonna show up.
We'll see. Well, if he's somewhere, he sat his ass down. You know?
Yeah.
He was like, I need to go sit down somewhere. Because Shanks,
if Kid comes back, he's carrying the biggest piece of humble pie ever created.
absolutely.
Hey guys, good to see you. Well, I'm glad to be back. Like, he ain't gonna be the same kid that we saw leave Wano. Like,
Yes.
Does he
Yes.
join? Does he join Buggy? Do you think he joins Buggy?
I
I don't hate that.
I'm trying to think.
I don't hate it either, but
I don't hate that.
because he can't be on his own. You can't be on your own in the new world. You have to be under under an emperor, and he doesn't want to be under Luffy. He's definitely not gonna. I doubt he's gonna be under Blackbeard. He's not gonna be with Shanks. So it seems like his only option is to be with Buggy. And slash, he is a navigator. That's the thing that people kind of forget. Like, Kid is actually the navigator.
Wow.
Because he's the magnet. He's the magnet. He's the one that can actually connect to the islands. He knows, like, oh, hey, we go this way. That's why when you think that it was like a coincidence that he really just wanted to go to the east one.
Yeah.
When after Wano's like, no, he knows which is the one to go to. He knows how to connect to it. He like really, really wanted to go to a certain one. He is the navigator. I think he will be the navigator for Buggy to find the One Piece. And also controversial, Buggy will be the king of the pirates. For sure. Before Luffy.
I like that. I like that a lot. It makes a lot of sense.
And let me give you even a bigger reason why. Luffy, when he got Zoro, right, when he was tied up at the very beginning, Zoro told him, like, I'm going to be the world's greatest swordsman. And then Luffy said, in order for me to be the king of the pirates, I couldn't have anything less than that. Who is currently the world's greatest swordsman? Mihawk. Who is he with? Buggy. So it just makes sense that Mihawk would be the person that would help him get to become.
You're a madman. Put that together. Oh my goodness, that makes so much sense.
Dude, I'm thinking One Piece.
Buggy has the world's greatest swordsman.
Yeah, he has the world's greatest swordsman, and he has the best, military strategist with him, which is Crocodile. Yeah. I know people like hate on him a little bit, but you don't understand this, like how really smart Crocodile is, how his logistics, how he works things around, the connections that he has, dude. And then we're gonna have a navigator that's gonna be able to just straight up know, like, we're going. We don't have to be like, hold on, let me. No, like, I'm the magnet. I'm the person that can tell you it's this way. Let's go. We're connecting to this island.
I love it. I just don't know if that's going to be the case. I feel like Cross Guild is going to be just like all the ex big bads. So like, I feel like it's going to, Randy Troy has talked about this. Yeah. Like Big Randy Troy, he like mentioned like, there's going to be like a second version of Impel Down, except it's Cross Guild going in to break out like Weevil or like all the other big bads that are in what's his name from Dressrosa?
Crocodile.
Dofi.
Doflamingo, yeah.
Like Dofi's gonna be on Cross Guild, and like that, it's essentially gonna be Rox's crew again because Rox is Buggy's dad.
That makes sense because doesn't Dofi? Y'all might have to help me. Doesn't Dofi have something or a treasure that the government wants?
He knows the treasure. He knows.
Okay, what was that again? I can't. He
knows the hidden truth that of the celestial dragons have. I don't know what it is. I don't know if he knows that Emu is real, or he knows that Joy Boy is Luffy, or he knows something that only celestial dragons should know.
Do you think we know what Dofi's talking about right now as readers? You don't think so?
No, I don't think so. I don't think we know what he knows yet. We may have gotten a hint. There's probably a good theory about what he knows, but we don't know it yet.
because that's a reason to break him out of Impel Down. To find out what that is.
What that
Someone
is.
might want that information. God, One Piece is so
Mm.
good, dog.
I forgot that Dofi had that random secret. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Yeah, they're gonna break him out. They're gonna break him out. So
Yeah.
that's why I wasn't sure about Kid, but like Kid being the navigator on that, because like,
Think
how
about
is
it.
his Buggy going to get? Buggy doesn't have any of the poneglyph sketches, right? It's Shanks.
No, yeah,
Law still
Shanks.
has it, unless
No,
Law
no, no,
joins
Law,
Cross.
no, Law lost them. He gave
Blackbeard
Blackbeard
took him.
has them. Blackbeard
Yeah.
took them. Yeah,
So it's
100%.
just Blackbeard, Shanks, and Luffy.
Yeah,
Unless
So
Kid,
Buggy's definitely getting them because that has to be all the emperors are gonna
yeah.
Buggy. The
And
way Buggy's
that's where,
set up, they're just gonna randomly show up on his boat one day. He's like, oh, well,
yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Buggy definitely falls into like greatness. It's
He
great.
he literally just believes and it happens.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, I'm going to become a warlord. Okay,
I-
you're a warlord now. It's like done.
I'm waiting for a great like. There's gonna be an awesome Buggy and Shanks like reunited moment like in the final war.
Yeah,
It's gonna be great.
like a fight or like an actual like camaraderie.
No, I think like they both like join up together, or Buggy like comes at the last moment, maybe saves Shanks, or vice versa. Because like
Yeah.
that's his boy. Buggy hates
Yeah.
Shanks, but like that's
Yeah,
his boy.
yeah.
Classic Buggy.
For sure.
I don't know if Shanks gonna make it that far, man.
Dang,
I don't know.
You don't think Shanks is making the final war, or
I don't know. I think him and Luffy will like they'll see each other again, and that reunion's gonna be dope. It's gonna be everything we want, and someone's gonna kill Shanks, and that's going
Yeah.
to be the start of the final war. Like it's gonna be. I don't know if it's gonna be a race. I think I know the final war is gonna be at Lone Star. I'm confident it's gonna be at Lone Star, and it's probably gonna be right after that reunion.
Is that the place where Longring? It's not. Where's Lodestar?
Lone Star is the last island on the Grand Line. And
Yeah.
I think Whitebeard's the only person that's been there and been back.
Yeah.
And
But the cat.
every island they mention we visit eventually, and it's the last one that we haven't been to yet that they've mentioned.
But wasn't it said that you get to the last island, and once you get to the last island, you have to go back. You actually have to go backwards. It was like something where you go to that last island, there's something there, but once you get there, you need to actually come back
Yes.
to the very beginning. So I don't know. There's going to be a whole lot of fun connections and attacks and people and it's so crazy because it's not we keep thinking about just the emperors. Like, yo, we got the Revolutionary Army also. We can't forget Dragon is there, and then we have the actual world government. Cypher Pole people showing up, plus the admirals.
The admirals, people keep forgetting about them.
Everybody is going to be there to fight to get whatever the One Piece is. It's wild.
Do you think we'll know what the One Piece is by then? I think we'll have a real good idea. Because for it to be a final war, go ahead.
What do you think the One Piece is?
What do I think?
Yeah.
Oh, I haven't thought about it. The only thing I'm thinking about is like it has to be something that people are willing to fight for. So like, what are pirates fight for? Like, could it be the Jolly Roger of the like original pirates? Because someone's Jolly Roger is like really important. Could it be the ship? I don't think it's like a major technology stuff, but also when you find it, it turns the world upside down. So it's like, is it a devil fruit?
I think whatever it is, I think it has something to do with like time and what it means and what you can do with it. And it's just because there's a lot of, in One Piece, there's a lot of talk about times and errors. And even Roger says, we were too early. Like, what the hell does that mean?
Yeah,
I know. You were too early. You were there.
I know.
So it's like
too early. What?
Yeah. So I think the One Piece has something to do with like time and just like, and I don't even know what that means. I don't even know what I'm trying to say. I don't think like the One Piece is necessarily a time machine. Yeah. But I think it has something to do with like space, time, and just like movement in science, in physics. It's like the One Piece could be the plot of Interstellar, for all we know. Like, you know,
Yeah. You're rewatching the whole thing.
it's
like,
Frankie.
"No,
No,
don't do it.
no, Murph,
Stuff's
Yeah.
wild.
Have you seen the theory of? Have you seen Doc Saki's? Have you heard of him?
That Saki, yeah.
Doc Saki.
Mhm.
Yeah. His thing was that maybe it's an afro. You didn't see that because it's like
I
the
did not see that, but I love
yeah,
it. I love
yeah,
it.
Afro piece. Basically, I think you looked up like Afro piece. Yeah. He thinks it's an Afro, which I'm like, sure, because it's something that makes people laugh. So I think he was saying that you would put it on, and it would show you the memories or it would show you stuff that's happened, which is funny.
Mm.
Maybe an Afro. I don't know. I mean, I could use it, but
Why would you be too early for that?
That's a good point. Bro,
You gotta see Luffy in the Afro.
Theory destroyed too early.
Plus, like, I think there's gotta be a significance with the Straw Hat. I don't know if it connects with One Piece or not, but I know the Straw Hat's significant. I honestly think the One Piece is like, I've seen some amazing theories around how like the One Piece is essentially like Oda's brain, and like
Yeah.
you get
I
to
actually
realize
don't hate that. I don't
Yeah.
hate that theory.
you realize you are in a kid's story. Like the power of realizing when you're in a kid's story and being able to like wake them up or change the concepts of the story. Like it's just the power of having access to Oda's brain. I'm pretty sure.
Maybe it's a book then,
I've heard.
Mm.
like an actual book that is not finished. Like so, they showed up and they read to a certain point, and they get to the point of them finishing. They get to the point of like Roger
Wow.
showing up to the island, and they read. There's like that's it. The next part isn't here yet because they're not here yet. And the next part,
Wow.
it doesn't get written down until they've ended. Maybe the One Piece is literally the One Piece story.
That's wild.
The actual book. You are too early because literally you are too early. Luffy has to show up, so it actually completes the whole One Piece. But
If that's the case, that's how Oda has always known the ending of One Piece. Because it's literally just the ending of One Piece.
Yeah. He has it written down. Yeah, I don't want it. Do y'all like spoilers? Are you into reading the spoilers and stuff? Like when people are like dropping the spoilers and whatnot?
You know what? I'm not anti-spoiler. I can like get spoilers and still enjoy things. It really depends on what potentially it is. Because at this point, all spoilers for me, it's theory. It's you know, like...
No, apart from like some people actually post like, this is what's in the chapter.
Oh, I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
I've read those before. Again, it really depends. Sometimes I'm like, no, I don't want to know. I want to enjoy this for myself and see what happens. But like generally, I can handle spoilers and still get enjoyment out of the product.
I'm addicted.
So you need your spoilers?
I need it. Yeah. I need it. I need my One Piece. I'll take it anywhere I get it. Come on now.
Y'all got some spoilers around here.
Only reason I'll like not do the spoilers is because I immediately read comments. And everybody's such a hater. Like everybody just wants to hate, like, oh, this chapter's gonna be terrible. What is Oda thinking? And I'm like, you know this man be cooking. Like,
yeah, I know.
Who's out there still doubting Oda? Like, is there really some jerk out there like, oh, this is terrible? Like, dog, shut up.
So I just like, that's the only time I'm not in the spoilers because I'm telling you, I'll take it. Just give me the title. Give me the title of the chapter. I don't need much.
I'm so anti spoilers. I'm like, no. And look, let me defend it with actually Luffy, because even Luffy at Sabaody, when Usopp said, "Hey, is the One Piece real?" Like Luffy's like, I don't care. Don't tell me anything.
Yeah.
I want to find out for myself.
Yeah.
And what's crazy is that in Marineford, when it gets revealed that the One Piece is real, he was passed out. But technically, Blackbeard spoiled it for him and told him that the One Piece is real in Impel Down. While they were leaving, Blackbeard tells him, Skypia was real, right? He's like, so is the One Piece. And then they walk off. But then he's passed out. And because he's, it's Blackbeard, you probably don't believe him. But then he's passed out in Marineford when Whitebeard says that the One Piece is real. So he may not even realize that the One Piece is real because he never got that information.
So, do you skip
Yeah, you still don't know.
the do you skip the title cards in the anime? Because them just some spoiler ass. They're like,
Dude, I'm on another level. I'm telling you right now. I'm not the biggest One Piece fan. I'm the biggest One Piece enjoyer. I'm enjoying One Piece.
Okay.
Okay. I don't have like any One Piece stuff. I don't have any merch. You know, Niels, I don't have a One Piece shirt. I don't have anything except for a couple manga because I went to Half Price Books and I found it. I was like, yeah, it was kind of like finding treasure. But I'm like rewatching it nonstop. You guys know what One Piece is?
yes.
Okay, good.
Heard of it?
That's
Yeah, I
what
haven't seen it before, but I haven't heard of
I'm
it.
telling you, it's a better experience. Way, way better experience. It cuts out all the fillers. The episodes are like 30 minutes long because it puts them all together. And I'm so crazy with One Piece that I have my own version where I take the entire arc and I make it into one video. So, and I cut out the stuff that doesn't need to be there. And I cut out the every episode is like intro and outro, right?
Yeah.
So I cut out every single intro and every single outro except for literally one intro, one outro. That's the entire arc. So Dressrosa is 20 hours long. The video that I have for Dressrosa, I just literally click, boom, there's Dressrosa, and it just keeps going. And I'm telling you, it's such a better experience because you're not like, and then it cuts to this and it goes back, and then it talks about this, and it's like the entire arc just going nonstop. It's so enjoyable.
Damn, it's like, does it feel like a movie? Like you're watching a movie?
Dude, and yes, and you can tell my room is like completely black because I'm like, I love movies and TV shows. I love the theater, absolute darkness. Let me watch it. It's like, dude.
So,
but you got to put headphones. Sorry, you got to put headphones. You really should be putting headphones on when you're watching One Piece because the sound is insane, dude. Once you got the surround sound, you start hearing the actual musicians playing. You know how you see them.
One of the best scores ever made in anime. Definitely one of the best.
It hits so much different when it's like right here. You're just like watching and you're like, oh wow, this is so good. One Piece though, 100%. Y'all need to get on One Piece.
I'm gonna definitely check out One Piece.
On my Twitter, I put the first arc, One Piece. What's it called? East Blue.
Yeah.
That whole thing is an hour and like 7 minutes.
Oh.
Wow. So you can I cut it already. So that you understand what I mean. You can go to my Twitter and you can watch the entire first arc of One Piece on there. It's an hour and like 17 minutes maybe. Click play, boom, there's the arc. It just goes straight the entire thing. So
that sounds
I want to talk about this because I've always said to people when they complain to me about One Piece and how long it is, I do say like, dude, if you skip like the recap and the intro and outro, it's like 20-15 minutes an episode, but there still is a lot of filler there. But I think One Piece is also a victim of its time. Y'all remember like when animes used to drag it out.
Yeah,
that was their job.
Yeah,
that was their job back in then. Like nowadays, like these young kids, like anime is so streamlined. You get 20 episode seasons, 12 episode seasons, and it's like it wasn't like that. You get like 50 episode seasons, lots of filler, and I think now, especially in Egghead, like watching Egghead, I think now they're trying to like pace it a little bit better.
Yeah, pace it faster. Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't blame One Piece. I think it's just like the time.
Yeah, it's how it was. Yeah.
It's how you did things back then. You know,
I'm telling you, One Piece is so enjoyable. I'm just talking about purely on like you're enjoying the experience because the episode is 30 minutes long. It's a 30-minute long episode. And you're just like, man, this is going good. It just keeps going. It's not random, weird, awkward cuts. They have almost everything complete, every arc complete, except for Alabasta. I don't know why. I'm sorry. Except for Skypia. They're lacking on Skypia. I don't know why. But
how far does One Piece go?
Up into Wano. It's in Wano.
Oh, okay.
Right
So
wow.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what's wrong with Skypia? Why haven't they figured out Skypia?
Everybody hating on Skypia.
Like, man, I don't know. They're like, it ain't worth our time. What you mean?
We're gonna skip this.
Fellas,
can we talk like why does Skypia hate? I honestly like I enjoy it. It's not my favorite arc. Every time I watch Skypia I enjoy it. Why does it get so much hate?
People don't understand the significance of Skypia. Let me explain. when Robin finally joined the not when Robin finally became part of the crew at the very beginning, right? Prior to that, she had always been with pirates and has always been like trickery, bad stuff. And then as soon as she gets with the Straw Hats and starts going to Jaya, you see immediately her skills of archaeology come into play. And you're like, oh, she's actually kind of important. She tells you history and stuff. And then she shows you how she can help out the crew by finding an actual map. Then, as she gets into Skypia, you're realizing that this entire thing is a history within a history within a history. And it's the very first time that she gets to have an adventure with a friend. Prior to that, it was always just like backstabbing. I'm scared. Well, they're going to cross me.
Yeah.
But this is her. Like, Skypia is for Robin. Like, if you love Robin, you have to see that this is
That's
literally
when you
for
love
her.
Robin, though. That's when you fall in love with Robin. It's Skypia.
Yeah. Yeah. She was so important, and she explains all the stuff that's going on in Skypia. She understands it. The how important she is like literally right at the end. You're like, oh, she can read the poneglyphs.
Yeah.
And we don't even realize, like, is that a big thing? Is that like super important? We're like, is that? And it's like, no. And then once she gets down out of Skypia and she goes into Water 7, that's when you realize how significant she is and how quote unquote dangerous she is to the entire world. And it's like, oh, beautiful angel Robin. It's like, why? Why do you have to suffer so much?
And then she's about to die, and then they go, and all of a sudden, Sniper King is there. Man, goodness gracious.
Yeah. And then,
amazing.
There's a podcast, GMH podcast. I know you'll probably see them too. They're like, one of the guys was like hating on Usopp and being like, oh, he's nobody. He shouldn't be part of the crew and stuff. I'm like, dude, literally without Usopp, they couldn't have saved Robin. Like, Sanji kept on saying, like, there are things that we each can do. There's only things that you can do. Without you, we cannot save Robin. And literally, without Usopp, they could not have saved Robin.
Bro, like,
it's like
so
Usopp is so
shoot
important.
down the flag, like
shoot down the flag. He figures out. He basically got them out. Like, if Usopp is so smart and he's correct that he would have saved Robin in the train if Robin would have allowed her. He succeeded. Like, he had her, it was all good, but then Robin, because of the Buster Call, was like, no, let me not do this. Push my friends away so that I can protect her. I was like, yo, like, Usopp is goated. Dude, as soon as he just, and then Usopp literally adds
Sniper King
lobby
was goated. If we want to be honest, Sniper King was a monster. He's still one of my favorite characters all time. Because he went to work. Water 7.
Hopefully he comes back in Elbath. We'll see if he comes back in Elbath.
Hopefully.
No, like, definitely. And then he even motivates Luffy to keep fighting. You could argue
he put power back into him.
You could argue the Mary comes back to save everyone because of what Usopp did.
It's because of Usopp,
And you know what?
Usopp,
everyone says, oh, the fight with Usopp and Luffy wasn't going out. You know what? There might be some truth to that, but Luffy wasn't going to lose. He wasn't going to, like, not try to win that fight either. He wasn't.
I mean, Usopp was, like, basically almost dead. It's so crazy how damaged he was. He got beat up by the Frankie family, completely destroyed. Then he has to fight his captain, who also beats the crap out of him. And then after that, he has to now go and fight the CP9 agents, who also mess him up badly. And then he goes and fights with Jabra, who also beats him up. It's like, this dude was, like, basically running on E the entire time. I don't want to say he's the MVP, but maybe he is the MVP, because it's like, how is it possible that he just kept on going? And he said
he was the MVP. He was definitely the MVP of Enies Lobby. I'll give him that.
That's low key his arc a little bit. No, it was definitely a Robin arc, but it's low key, like,
it showed you the significance of like how important he is. Because then he got with the Giants. Him getting with the Giants completely turned the entire battle. What's so crazy is, like, it was, I can't remember, it was like 10,000. It was 10,000 Marines to, like, 500 people. I can't remember how many people. It was like, but with the two Giants, I mean, let's just, Giants will do what Giants do. And it's so wild,
To bring it back to Skypia, I definitely think there's going to be a lot of Skypia apologists. And Nell's coming back.
Oh
and he's
yeah,
gonna come
Nell's
back
coming
in
back.
a
Yeah.
big way.
yeah, dude, and that's the other thing. Like Final War, we're like, oh yeah, where does Nell fall into all this? Because he's in space with the
On
robots
the moon.
doing
He just
like
on the moon.
Chilling.
doing
Chilling.
electricity stuff. So it's like, what is going on there?
He's coming back in a big way, and then Oda, when he comes back, everyone's gonna be like, "Oh, I was wrong about Skypia. Oh, we got to go back and rewatch Skypia." That's how it's gonna go
Yeah,
down.
yeah. There's gonna be so many videos. Like my first impression of Skypea was not that positive. Let me do another one. They're like, yeah, dummy.
Mhm.
It's okay.
Stupid.
I
stupid
never
idiot.
understood the Skypea hate.
I just
Yeah,
I was just like, no, this is good. It's a dope villain. It's a dope story,
yeah.
dope backstory. It's like
Dope
all your
backstory.
components
Yes.
of a good One Piece arc are there. What's the
And
problem?
it starts revealing the importance of hockey,
Mhm.
of how like,
Mhm.
oh yeah, you're really strong, you have a dove fruit, but there's something else out there that you're not even ready for. It was
Yeah.
preparing them for the next level, which crazy. Yeah, it's so crazy. Skype is so good, so good, so good.
Do you
Hey,
have
okay,
a favorite?
sorry, go ahead.
No, I don't. I was just gonna ask you what's your favorite arc, but go ahead. I don't want you to lose your train of thought.
No, I was gonna ask you silly questions. Like, so basically, you know how hot Boa is, right? To the point where everybody basically passes out.
Yes.
Okay, you know how? Okay, not to be zesty, but you know how hot Cavendish is.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Because of how handsome he is, right? The
Yes.
girls pass out. All right,
Yes.
so if
Michael
Cavendish,
Jackson. Yes.
yeah, basically, yeah,
Michael
that's
Jackson
great.
concept.
Yeah, they literally dropped. So if Cavendish and Boa met each other, would there be any like, would either one of them drop? I know Boa's super in love with Luffy, but also Cavendish has this swagger.
She's not checking for Cavendish.
Boa got that. Boa got it bad when it comes to Luffy,
Yeah.
dog. That is
Yeah.
her man.
That's real.
I know
That's
that's
real.
Boa. I'm like,
It's something
how do I
else.
get me a Boa? Oh snap! It's like, how do I get me a Boa?
That is her man.
Boa
to
is
the
not
day she
checking for
died.
Cavendish. I'll tell you right now, she got a one-track mind.
But who's more dangerous though? In the like to the overall people. Like if Cavendish walks around, are girls passing out more than
Oh,
guys?
I say Boa.
Well, hold on. But technically, Boa doesn't make guys pass out. She has to do her devil fruit to make them pass out, to freeze them. Sorry, to turn them into stone.
I would say, and I know it's not canon, but I forgot what movie it is. And Boa like shows up at the end, and she kind of like handles some stuff. I feel like she's more pound for pound. She's more dangerous and powerful.
But I'm talking about affection. Who would like make people pass out? Who's got the aura that's gonna make them like drop?
Yeah, I mean,
more?
we're essentially
Is it
talking Marilyn Monroe versus Michael Jackson. That's it's a tough competition. It's a tough competition. I guess technically you should go with Michael Jackson. The man just stood there and people Paparazzi.
No, don't say nothing for 20 minutes. Just
stand and stare.
Yeah,
oh my god!
Yeah,
you gotta give it to Mike.
Yeah, it's so funny too because in Dressrosa he like literally yells at everybody like, "You guys are bad people. You're making this poor girl sad." Da, da, da. And they're like, "Oh, we love you so much, Cavendish." But favorite arc, dude. I'm telling y'all, rewatch Drum Island. It's so good. Drum Island hurts every single time, dude. You think about Chopper. He's my favorite. Chopper is my favorite. I used to hate on people when they were like, "Oh, I like Chopper," because you're like, "Yeah, because he's cute or whatever." and then you realize like, yeah, he's super cute. But then also you think about like, dude, Chopper is the only one in the Straw Hats who technically are. Hopefully this doesn't sound wrong. Like, has like nothing but pure intent. There's like no hidden motive, no other bad thing about him. Like he literally just wants to cure everyone.
He's fully altruistic.
He just wants to help He's like, I'll help. I'll cure anyone.
Yeah.
I'll help anyone.
If this was in the Dragon Ball universe, only Chopper and Luffy could ride the Nimbus.
Yes.
You know,
something like that. Yes,
definitely.
Yeah, but Drum Island is
fantastic.
So
it is
good,
fantastic.
It starts so good with like Vivi humbling Luffy to understand like you cannot always fight. There are some battles you literally literally cannot fight. You just have to, beg, humble yourself in order to ask for help. It's just so good because then he learned that later on. He applies it in Amazon Lily to beg for the ladies. It's like, yo, and then it's so significant too. It's like after showing Conqueror's like hockey to the Amazonian Lilians, he's there bowing, and he's like, wow, a conqueror who is like bowing, who's humble, is like,
and that's when Boa.
It was so good.
That's when Boa lost it.
She started.
She started to get it. She started feeling it. Yeah.
Yeah. It was a wrap after that. Yeah.
Drum Island for a while. I really like that. I mean, the chopper, Luffy climbing the mountain
with Sanji and Nami,
like in his bare hands.
Poor Naka, by the way. Because I'm sure he had to do that at some point in this past year.
Yeah.
His whole two people climb a frozen rock with his hands, and poor Naka. That's kind of something.
Chopper's backstory, dog. So good.
Rejected from your own family because you have a blue nose. You just stand out, which is never ever talked about again, which is like, what is that? What's that? To me, that's like the biggest mystery in One Piece. Like, what is with his blue nose?
What is his nose blue? Tell us, Chopper.
Yeah, it's like there's no other. It's like it's never really mentioned. No one even bullies him about it ever. Like with Buggy, it's like it's always comes up like his red nose, but Chopper is like it's basically just faded out. But yeah,
they must know he's really sensitive about his blue nose.
Probably.
Like the Sharks, like they're like, all right, Jinbei, so you're a part of the crew. I know you know Chopper. Just let you know, you really got a problem with his nose. Don't talk about his nose.
I know it's weird.
I know.
We know it's blue.
Yeah.
Just
and even Luffy's like, no. We don't go there. I know I joke a lot. We don't talk about that man.
If you want to talk about nose, you can go hard on Usopp all day long. But
he's cool.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah.
But Chopper just let him.
We don't do that,
man. Yeah.
He's the doctor,
like don't break his heart.
Yeah,
that's emotional. And then dog, Nels, we talk about all the time. Chopper seeing the cherry blossoms finally blossom and just oh my god!
Yeah. Can't wait for the live action
so
version.
I'm telling you, dude. And I have hold on. Let me look it up because I like I'm told you, I love One Piece so much. I took Drum Island and I made it into one video, and I'm telling you, the experience is so much better. Let me see. I just want to see how long it is. Because people are like, "Oh, it's too long." Like, no. Let me tell you for real how long Drum Island is. It's 3 hours and 53 minutes.
Is that what your cut? Or
that's my cut.
That's your cut. Okay.
That's my cut. 3 hours and 53 minutes. That's how long Drum Island is. You can literally put that on, be chilling all day, just watching it, and then you cry, pause, and then that's what I'm saying. It's like, oh, dude, it's so. But One Piece is probably like 4 hours and like 5 minutes.
So
that's not that long.
I gotta check out.
How do you feel about the Chopper's Devil Fruit is a mythical zone?
Maybe it's so mysterious. It's like he's in like forest god. He's the this, and it's like I don't know what he is, man. I think he's all people, because he became when he was in the time skip part. He became that group that he was with. He learned that body part of like how they look in order to do the karate that he does. Like I think he could also be a long arm, long land people. He could just transform his body into like anything because he is a person. Like he is a man. You've said it before. Like, yes, I am a deer, but also I am a man. He can become all versions of men, which I don't know what that's about.
Well, we were talking earlier about all these different races, and you were saying how like with enough generational past, it's like they all kind of like have one uniform look. I mean,
yeah.
Who knows? Like maybe Chopper's Devil Fruit is the link to like all the different races.
Yeah, Chopper. Yeah, and Chopper's he's so good. He's so good. He's so good. And you know what's so funny is like I'm thinking about. It's so crazy that he's had to deal with Luffy, and specifically he had to deal with Poison with Luffy, because it seems like Poison for some reason since the very beginning has been pushed onto Luffy. Like as soon as he fought Don Krieg, he did that poison stuff.
Yeah.
And he had to heal from it, and then Poison always comes back around, and it seems like when he was fighting in Wano, right? They had to do that poison gas that turned people into onis, like ice onis. And the poison, I think the world government is going to do that because if you think about war, like yes, there's supposed to be rules, but realistically, there isn't rules.
Yeah.
Like you can use gas, you can use chemicals, and that's going to be super important. And then the only person that's really had that experience that we've seen is Chopper to be able to deal with people who are poisoned. And I wouldn't put it past the world government to be like, oh, we got this disease and we're gonna spread it out to kill everybody. Because they literally
we've gotten hints of that, of them learning how to do that.
Yeah.
So I mean, between the Laws family's disease, the white phosphorus thing, from the blue sapphires, you know what I'm saying? Like, we've seen a few of these things come up where we're like, the world government is probably having a hand in all of this. They're perfecting something. And Luffy, to your point, Luffy's been building up. This man, I feel like if you take 10 arcs, he's been poisoned in about 4 of them. You know what I'm saying? 40% of the time this man gets poisoned. You know? So
he fought Crocodile, and Crocodile came out with poison too.
Yep.
It's it's like, what's going on here?
So he's clearly built up an immune system to poison. So whenever that happens, that's gonna be another thing that like Luffy can just. He's gonna be like, I'm immune, and he'll be able to hopefully save the day. So,
or he might have to take his blood out from Luffy. Like to take his blood out to make a cure for everybody, and that's how everybody gets connected to everybody. Like we all have the same blood, we're all sharing the same blood. I don't know.
That's how Luffy.
In the end, everyone,
take my blood.
Take my blood. Hey, there you go. Yeah,
there it is. There it is. Oda's like,
eat this bread made by Sanji.
Everything.
Eat the bread. Eat the bread made by Sanji. This is my body. This is the
Nika.
No. Sun God Nika, dude. There's a lot of stuff out there.
Oh my gosh, dude.
Oh my goodness, Well, fellas, anything else before we wrap up?
No, I just want to say thank you so much for having me on. I genuinely appreciate it. I love y'all stuff. It was so funny. I thought it was like pop culture, but it's pop cult. So I was like, did I low-key join a cult?
We had a name change, though.
You're part of the pop cult now, man.
You're part of the cult, dog.
Yeah, absolutely.
One of us.
Good.
One of
us.
Aloy, tell everybody where they can find you at.
I'm on all the medias that are social. Okay, you can literally find me on everything on Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, which I didn't know there was comments on Snapchat. My bad, peoples. Rumble, LinkedIn. Am I missing anything? On X? Yeah. Find me Eloy Lopez Carrillo or just Eloy Peace. Also, I have a whole bunch of books, so you'll find me. Just literally Google me. I have a bunch of randomness.
Out there. Just Google this, man. You'll find
I'm out there. Yeah, I'm the only one. There's no other Eloys. No other Eloys. Just do this. I'll be the number one.
Eloy, thanks for joining us, man. I'm glad we finally found some time to talk some One Piece. And thank you, Pop Cult. Thank you for listening. We have a new episode every month. You can find us on all social media at Pop Cult Crew, POPCULTCREW. Become a member of the Pop Cult at our Patreon, and where you can see all of our full video episodes. Don't forget to rate us, review, and subscribe. And as always, join the cult. Peace.
Thanks, guys.